This is Latoya Woodard, a woman who told investigators her husband had been killed by an intruder inside their own home. On April 13, 2018, in Deltona, Florida, 35-year-old Edwin Daniels was found stabbed to death inside the house he shared with his wife. When deputies arrived, they were met with a chaotic scene and a story that immediately raised questions. Latoya told investigators she had been asleep in the bedroom when it happened. According to her, someone must have entered the home, attacked her husband, and left without being seen. And as detectives began reconstructing the timeline, they found inconsistencies between her statements and the physical evidence inside the house. As investigators spoke with witnesses and compared accounts, more contradictions began to surface, including what had happened in the hours leading up to the killing. What initially sounded like a break-in quickly began to look like something far more personal. During interrogation, Woodard maintained her version of events. But as detectives pressed further, the story she was telling started to break apart, piece by piece. This is an interrogation about deception, control, and the moment when a carefully constructed narrative begins to collapse under evidence.
W-O-D-A-R-D. Okay. My name is Brian Ford. I'm a detective with the Sheriff's Office. Sorry, under these circumstances, you have my condolences.
Yes.
What we want to do is we want to talk to you a little bit about, what went on. We're trying to figure out, what happened. I understand that you, it sounds to me like you may have come in contact with them or found them or something. I was told you may have had some of his blood or something like that on you. So we're gonna do this. Is Detective Bethay. He's with our crime scene. We want to try and get some photographs of you and try and collect some of that stuff, preserve it. So he's going to be in here. Assistance. Anything I can get you? Are you thirsty or okay? You can sit down. Unless he needs to.
I'll explain everything for you real quick. We're trying to move as fast as possible. That's a little cold in this room. Just have to get a few photographs of you. Okay. I need you to stand up for me. Just leave the towel there. I'll get you to stand against that wall. Okay. Yeah, looks like she got a little bit of blood on there.
They were wiping it off at the hospital.
They were wiping it off? Okay.
It was on my knees.
Okay. I think the easiest way to do that, because I got to swab your foot a little bit there, if you wouldn't mind, just put your knee up on here, and then that way you can make it easier for you to keep your balance and keep your foot up.
Do you want the other foot too?
Do what?
You want the other foot too?
Yes, but I got to do one at a time. Paper clothes for you. Part of our investigation includes taking your clothing. Is that a set of headphones?
A Bluetooth.
Bluetooth? Okay. Or a cell phone? Yeah.
Alright, it's okay if I call you Latoya? Okay, you call me Brian. This is my partner, Sean. Okay, just make sure you got some socks on. It's a little cool in here, so. How you holding up? Doing okay? Considering? Yeah, no, I understand. I'm sure it's been a long day, a long morning. We want to talk with you a little bit about, what you saw, what you may have heard, what took place there. Before we do, I want to read your rights, all right? Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used as evidence against you. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him or her with you now or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. If at any time you wish to stop talking or have an attorney present, all questioning will be stopped at your request. You understand these rights? Okay. With these rights in mind, do you mind talking with us? Okay. All right. I'm going to put that up. Like I said earlier, I'm sorry. Yeah, my condolences on your husband and stuff. I believe was that your mom that was at the hospital with the kids? Okay. She's still with them. From what I'm understanding, they're going to stay with her tonight or this morning. How long have your husband's name was it Ed or Edwin? Edwin Lee. How do you spell Edwin? E-D-W-I-N?
Mm-hmm.
Edwin Lee?
Mm-hmm. It was one name, Edwin. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. One hyphenated or anything?
Edwin Lee.
The same last name?
Daniel.
D-A-N-I-E-L. Okay. All right. Hey, how long have you and Edwin been together?
Like 11 years.
11 years.
11 years.
11 years. All right. Where'd y'all meet?
I've known since middle school.
No kidding. Y'all went to middle school together? Did y'all grow up around here?
In Deltona.
Deltona.
We went to the same church.
No kidding. Did y'all go to high school together?
No, we went to different high schools.
Okay. So it's both in Daytona, or yeah, where'd you go to high school?
Atlantic.
Atlantic. No kidding. They're South Daytona, Port Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. All right. Yeah. You must have been like one of the first classes there or something. The school hasn't been around that long, has it? No.
No, not that long.
Yeah. All right. So you went to Atlantic. Where Edwin go? Spruce Creek. No kidding. Small world. Right down the road from each other. All right. You graduate high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to college?
I went into the military.
Military. What branch?
Navy.
Navy. All right. How long were you in the military?
For about 4 years.
4 years. What did you do for the Navy?
I was a yeoman for the air boss on the Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Okay. I had no idea what a yeoman does.
A secretary, basically.
Okay. That for 4 years and then got out and came back home.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. All right. Now, were you and Edwin together when you were in the military?
No.
Okay. No. After you came back? Or?
This is when I was married before, and then
Okay.
I came back after, my divorce, and then I met Edwin again, and it was like old times, so.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Oh. All right. So Edwin was still around here. So it was about 11 years ago he got out of the military and you guys met? All right. Where'd y'all meet up? How'd you run into him? Church. All right. So was that over there on the east side too, or?
Deltona. His brother's a pastor, and we went to church.
All right. So it was like meant to be, huh?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So y'all married? How long y'all been married?
Yeah, since 2016.
2016? Wait, what month?
May.
May. All right. So a couple of years now. Y'all have. Okay, 2. Okay. All right. I guess those were the children that were home tonight. Okay. All right. Very good. How's y'all's relationship, Danielle? Is it okay, or?
I mean, like normal stuff. We fight.
Yeah.
We argue. Then the next day we love each other.
Mm-hmm.
Then, it's like nobody's perfect. Everybody
I know that.
can get on my nerves, and then if he's not there, I get upset. And I'm like, where were you?
Latoya describes her marriage as normal. She says they fight like every couple. They get on each other's nerves, but they love each other. She says nobody's perfect, but detectives already know the truth. Edwin was stabbed 34 times in their home. There were no signs of forced entry. And Latoya was the only adult awake in the house. She claims an intruder killed her husband. But detectives suspect something else. They suspect this wasn't a random attack. This was personal. And Latoya knows more than she's saying.
Yeah.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah. I know that. I think every couple goes through stuff like that. Yeah. But for the most part, things been fairly good with y'all.
Yeah, it's been alright. Like, not great, but just alright.
What's been going on?
You know, just being, frustrated with, the kids and me working again. I just started working, so it's like me working at 5 in the morning until, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, it's just been stressful.
Yeah.
So, of course, we've been kind of, like, nagging each other, but it's not like,
Right.
I hate your guts nagging. It's just, like,
Kind of
stress.
getting on each other's nerves. Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. Where are you working?
I work at Subway.
Subway?
Mm-hmm.
Where at? Which one? Saxon? Sanford.
It has a drive-through.
I've never been to that one. Is it off like 17?
State Road 46.
46? Okay. I know where 46 is. I couldn't tell you where the Subway is. But how long have you been doing that?
Since October of last year.
Okay. Alright. And what's Edwin do?
He works for Verizon. He's a
Verizon?
salesman.
Like at a cell phone shop? Okay. I hear they do pretty good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do well enough, huh? Yeah. Alright. Well, I guess tell me a little bit about, yesterday. How'd your day start off? Did you work yesterday?
Yeah. I got up, it was like 4:30 in the morning, and I got dressed. I told him I'd see him later. He just did his thing that he does.
Was he sleeping?
Yeah, he was knocked out.
Yeah.
Because he has to take the kids to school at 6. So, I didn't want to wake him all the way up.
Sure.
And then we talked throughout the day, because we always talk, like he'll call me or I'll call him when I'm on break and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that, just, pass time. And then I was just so tired. When I got home, he was like, do you want something to eat? And I was at first I said, no, I don't want nothing to eat, And then I was like, no, bring me some McDonald's. I want to make double, and I don't know what else I said. Then, and he said, okay, cool. And usually when he brings food, he always just brings it up and wakes me up because he knows I'm just going to be knocked out and, as he calls it, gargling peanut butter. And I just assumed that's what he was going to do, so I just laid down and I went to sleep. Mm-hmm. And he called, and he said, I'm going to leave soon. I'll wake you up when I get there. And I said, okay, cool. And I just laid down, went back to sleep, tired, Mm-hmm. The girls, they went to bed. I went to bed. I was just like, I'm really, really tired. I got up because I thought I heard the door close. And then I laid back down because I said, he'll come upstairs. And I just went back to sleep. And then I don't know how long passed, but I kind of sat up. And I was like, he's not up here yet. So I figured maybe because sometimes he falls asleep downstairs when watching TV. And then he complains that his back hurts from falling asleep. So I was going to go downstairs and yell at him. And telling him how stupid he was for falling asleep on the couch because it hurts your back and you're going to fall asleep on it. in the hallway.
You came downstairs and saw him in the hallway?
Because I thought he would be on the couch, and then I was like, oh, and he was in the hallway. And I couldn't see. I was like, I thought he like fell, and I turned on the light, and it was still in there. He was looking at me. And I tried. Oh my God. And I just tried to hold him. And I just said, oh my God, help me, help me. I didn't know what to do.
You remember how long you were there with him before your roommate came over, your friend?
I was just saying, help me, help me, help me. And she just said, what? That's all I heard. And I said, oh, help me, somebody. And I think she called out, and I didn't. I didn't hear it, and the dog didn't bark. I didn't hear it, and he has the gun, and he didn't even use it. Like, he has it.
Like, he carries it with him?
Yes, he has concealed weapon person. He has it. He, like, I don't understand. He was just there. It isn't.
Okay. What time, do you remember what time you got off work?
I got off work at, I got off work at 1 from my location in State Road 46, and then I went and worked for a little bit at the one in Reinhardt.
So you worked at 2 of them?
Yeah, well, they needed an extra person for a little while.
What time did you leave Reinhardt?
I think it was like 1:30-ish.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't very long.
No, because they just needed somebody to cover, and I'd been there since like 5:30, and I was just really, really tired. And I was just like freaking exhausted.
Yeah.
Because Monday through Friday, I work 5:30 a.m. till. And by Friday, I'm so.
Sort of catches up with you. So you left at around 1:30, and did you go straight home?
No, I went to McDonald's and I ate. Then I went home. Because I was tired, and my best friend said she would pick up the girls from school for me. So when they got home, I was just, just laying down. they went to watch the TV shows because they know how to use DVR and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of let them do that thing because it's Friday and we were supposed to all go to a birthday party Saturday. So I was just kind of letting them
letting the kids
hang out, and then when their bedtime hit, I just said, I'm going to bed. You guys don't have to go to sleep, but you have to lay down. Okay. So...
What time's bedtime?
Bedtime is 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So they lay down, I lay down, and I just went to sleep. Because they're, they usually put themselves to sleep at 8 o'clock. It's like routine for them. It's like every day. If they're not in bed by 8 o'clock, they fall asleep where they are.
Well, yeah, they're pretty young, aren't they? How old are they?
9, 7.
9, so yeah. So 8 o'clock's a good time. So they normally put themselves to bed and not much fuss.
No, they just go. Yeah. Like, they'll have their little iPads and they'll go to bed. And I was like, he called me. He said, I'm going to leave in a few minutes because he told me he got off at 8 o'clock. So I figured, the girls will be sleeping and he'll wake me up and we'll, watch a movie or something.
Is that what time he called you, about 8, or did he call you before?
It was like 7:45 or something like that. 7:45. And he said, I'm going to leave in a few minutes. I'm almost off. Mm-hmm. And I just said, just wake me up when you get here. It's like, that's our normal routine. Like, we shouldn't, but we eat in the bed. So
there's worse things. Yeah. So he called you around 7:45 and said he was going to grab some McDonald's, and you asked him to grab you what'd you say, McDouble?
I think, yeah, McDouble and something else. I don't even know.
Do you know if the kids went to bed at 8 or?
They usually do. I don't even really worry about it anymore because it's clockwork. I lay down, they lay down. Sometimes though, if they're not sleeping.
Latoya is establishing her timeline. On April 13th, 2018, she got home from work around 2 p.m. She was exhausted. She laid down. Her kids went to bed at 8 p.m. Edwin called her at 7:45 and said he was bringing McDonald's. She fell asleep waiting for him. She says she heard the garage door close. She assumed Edwin came home, but she fell back asleep. When she woke up, he wasn't there. She went downstairs, and she found him covered in blood. But detectives don't believe her story, because the evidence doesn't match.
They'll come in there and lay in the bed with me, I don't care.
Did they come into bed with you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you went upstairs and I guess, went to sleep or took a nap. And do you know how long you were asleep?
I honestly don't even know what time it is right now. Like, I laid down and then I popped up because I was like, I've been asleep too long. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he fell asleep on the couch, This is literally like the routine for us. He falls asleep on the couch. I go make him go to bed. Mm-hmm. I don't understand.
Okay. So he normally gets off at 8 and then comes home, wakes you up, and does he normally bring dinner home?
It just depends. If he gets off super late, yeah. If he gets off like 5, 6, no, because then we'll all go together.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he said he had a gift card to use.
Gift card to use?
Yeah. He said he had a gift card he wanted to use.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Did you get any other calls from him?
I just thought he was going to come upstairs.
Okay. All right. Who all lives in the house? It's you, your 2 children, Ed, and then your, I heard you say best friend earlier. Is that your roommate, Crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does anybody else live in the house?
No.
Okay. And was Crystal home when you came home from work?
She was home when, no, she wasn't home when I got home. She brought the girls home. And then they watched TV for a little bit. And then I know she left and went to the store somewhere. Like, she goes to do her grocery shopping and stuff like that.
She does her own groceries.
Yeah,
separate
because she has her own separate fridge and stuff, so she does her own stuff. And she only has like 1 or 2, days off a week. And
okay. Do you know what time you were still awake when Crystal left?
I was laying down when she left.
Okay.
My daughter told me she left.
Okay. So it was.
Because they peek out the blinds and they're like, "Oh, Crystal's gone," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
So Crystal, it's not like Crystal checks in and says, "Hey, I'm
She's
leaving."
like a ninja. She just. And sometimes she'll walk in and we don't even know she's in the house. She just walks straight upstairs.
Yeah. Okay. How's she get in? She got a key to the house, or? Okay. All right. Now, normally, I assume you're like every other house in Deltona. You keep your doors locked and windows locked, and y'all got. I haven't seen your house. You got a garage? Yes. Okay. All right. You got a garage door opener, or is it manual?
It's the garage door opener.
Okay. So, does Crystal drive?
Yes.
Okay. And you drive, and your husband drives. So y'all got 3 cars?
Yes.
Okay. Does everybody have a garage door opener too, or?
No.
Okay.
Just me and them, because she doesn't park in the garage.
Okay. All right. And then everybody's got a key to the house, obviously. Okay. All right. Now, do you normally, when you come home, do you normally lock the doors behind you, or
Well,
before you go to bed?
someone usually locks everything because he has to let the dogs out at night.
That's right. You said you had dogs. What kind of dogs you got?
1 pit bull and 1 pit bull German Shepherd mix.
Oh, wow. So good sized dogs. Okay. Very protective, I'm sure. Okay. All right. So pit bull and pit bull German Shepherd. Okay. So Edwin locks up the house when he comes home after he takes the dog out?
Yeah, because, the back door, like, we don't lock it necessarily because it's like, nobody, like, when people walk up to our house, they see beware of the dogs and then they walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so people know not to.
Yeah, we have freaking big dogs. Like, they're huge and
loud. I got a fenced-in backyard. Seems like the dogs have to use the bathroom. That's good. That's good. So while you're sleeping, you said the dogs didn't make any noise, wake you up or anything like that?
I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear the dogs. I thought I heard the door slam and that was it. And I was like, oh, he'll come upstairs. So I just laid back down and just drifted.
Right. Do you remember what got you up?
I heard the door. When you close the garage door, it makes this loud bang because it shakes the garage when you close it. So I was like, oh, that's the garage door, because it bangs when it comes down, and it bangs when you close the wooden door because it's a big wooden heavy door.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's the garage door.
Yeah.
That's what initially woke me up.
Okay.
And then I said, oh, well, if he's home, he'll come up, because sometimes he'll put his shirt in the laundry, like, he'll do little stuff before he comes up.
Yeah. So, does he park in the garage?
No.
Do you park in the garage?
Yes.
Or? Okay. So you keep your car in the garage, he parks out in the driveway, but he still comes in through the garage?
Yes,
Okay.
sometimes. Like, if he has, food or something like that, he just comes through the garage.
Okay. Instead of going in the front
Or
door.
if it's raining, he'll come through the garage to just eat here.
Yeah. But for the most part, you'll go in and out the garage. Okay. Right. So at some point, you thought you heard the garage door, and that's what got you up. Okay. Now, is that when you went downstairs?
No, because I thought he was coming upstairs,
Okay.
so I laid back down.
Okay.
And then I woke up again because I just jumped up. And because I was like, usually he's here by now, and if I reach over and he's not there, it wakes me up. And I'm like, okay, he's downstairs sleeping on the couch, and I hurt his back. And then he's going to be fussing in the morning, talking about, oh, my back hurts. And I was like, I'm going to go tell this stupid behind, oh, yeah, get upstairs, get in bed. We got this orthopedic mattress, and
So you said he's got a concealed carry permit, and he always carries his gun? Where does he carry it?
It's on his hip.
On his hip, like outside of his hip, or in his pants, or?
He has a clip, and he always carries it, always.
Like clipped inside his pants, or? Okay, I've seen those.
He always has it. Usually he's on the phone when he comes in the house, so, like, he's FaceTiming or something, so he's loud, and I usually hear him.
Okay. You don't remember hearing him come in?
All I heard, I swear it was the door. I don't know.
Does he normally come home by himself? Okay. Does he ever bring friends home with him?
No.
Okay. You ever have any friends in the house, or?
Like his work friends, like, like his coworkers, like they're nice people, like Sheila and her boyfriend, and I can't even remember their names. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So yes.
But he's really cool with the people he works with.
So if he was bringing them home, he'd let you know, hey, I got, so and so's coming over, and kind of give you a heads up so you can pick the toys up and whatnot. So were you expecting him to bring anybody home?
No.
Okay. So when you were called here in the garage door. Okay. So you hear the garage door, you thought, he would be up soon, and you laid there and waited on him. When you fell back asleep for a little bit,
I was so just tired. Like, it just weighs on you, and then by Friday, I don't know. I was just so tired.
So when you woke up and he wasn't there, you went to go check on him downstairs. I'm not sure I don't know how your house is, but if you go down the stairs, I'm not sure where your stairs are, but where did you go?
The stairs are in front of the house where the front door is, and you have to go down the stairs and go down the stairs and down the hallway and around the corner. And then you have the kitchen and the living room. And then it was dark as hell. So I'm walking and I'm looking for the switch. And I see something on the floor. And I turn on the light switch and it's all balls and
You saying there's blood on the walls?
Latoya describes finding Edwin. She went downstairs. It was dark. She turned on the light, and she saw blood everywhere. On the walls, on the floor. Edwin was lying in the hallway. He had been stabbed multiple times. His face was gashed open. His chest was covered in blood. Latoya says she tried to hold him. She tried to stop the bleeding, but there was too much blood. She called for help. Her roommate Crystal came downstairs, but Edwin was already dead. Latoya says she doesn't know what happened, but detectives see cracks in her story.
blood walls and covered in it. I didn't know where it was coming from, so I tried to. I didn't know. I just tried to hold him. And I didn't know if he was breathing or anything. I was just trying to hold him.
Was he in the hallway?
the hallway when you first come in from the garage. It's the hallway. Then there's a bathroom in the laundry room, and this is in the hallway.
Like right inside from the garage. Did he ever say anything to you? Or?
I didn't know.
You know where the kids were?
I think they were in bed. I don't know.
But you didn't see them when you went downstairs?
I just didn't even.
What do you think happened to him? He had cuts on his face?
Like gashes on his face. Like, I don't. Like, it was open. His face was open, and I didn't know where the blood was coming from. And
did you see any other injuries to him?
he was just covered in it. And I just could see his face, and I couldn't stop looking at his face, and I was like, oh my God. It was so much, it was everywhere, it's everywhere. And I didn't know where it was coming from.
You could see it coming. You could see some on his face.
There was no face.
Was there any injuries anywhere else? His chest?
I don't know.
Is there anything on the ground by him or anything near him?
All the coats and jackets were knocked off the racks on the floor. My kids' jackets covered in blood.
Does it look like there was a struggle or something right there?
Edward would not fight. He'd been through too much not to fight. He used to weigh 400 pounds and he lost all that weight and he was being healthy for his family.
You say he has a concealed weapon. Did he have it on him?
He always carried it on him. I don't understand. I would have heard that. I don't understand.
Are you taking any medication or anything right now? Or?
No.
Not prescribed anything? You take sleeping pills or anything?
Because I had a bone graft done in my tooth a couple years ago, and I still get residual pain from it, and I have like an old prescription from Oxy, and I did take that, but
Just yesterday? You just took one?
I just took one because I was just,
Yeah.
my mouth was hurting, I was tired, I had a headache.
Other than that, you drink or anything? Or
No,
how about that one?
no. We have alcohol, but he doesn't drink because he's diabetic. He takes it seriously.
Yeah. Is that part of the reason you lost the weight? Trying to help with that?
He just literally has to body weight. He was.
It sounds like he's a pretty determined man. So he normally carries a gun with him, and he said it looked like the coats were knocked down and stuff in the hallway there, and there was lots of blood. He had injuries to his face.
I saw his face. And I saw blood.
Okay. But you didn't.
I couldn't. I just touched him to see if he was like something, and I thought he was.
Did you hear any fighting or anything downstairs or
Anything.
nothing?
If he comes in, usually dogs start barking or something because they want to be let out again. Like something, some type of noise. All I heard was the door.
No dogs.
No dogs.
Where are the dogs normally at? They sleep in bed with
In
you?
the crate.
Oh, they crated. Okay.
How they act like strangers in the house.
They barked. They barked. I heard them barking when the police went in the house. They barked.
Were they in their crates when? Okay. So do you put them in the crates when you go to bed, or?
Yes, because they'll chew everything in
Sure.
sight.
Okay.
They bark for everything.
But you don't recall hearing them bark when he came home.
I heard the door, and then I just laid back down.
Yeah.
He always comes upstairs. He always comes upstairs.
Do you remember when the next time you saw the kids was? Did you have to wake them up?
I think they were brought out.
Did you brought them outside? Or
No,
did Crystal take them outside?
sitting on the ground outside.
They were sitting on the ground outside? Or you were?
I was.
Okay. Well, when Crystal got there, did you talk to her?
Usually when she comes in the house, she just walks straight upstairs.
That's where her room is up there.
She just walks straight upstairs.
Was she home already when you found him? She don't remember if she was upstairs and she came down and saw you.
I was on the ground and I was saying, please help me. And she stayed in the hallway and she said, what? And then she said, oh my God. And then the police came.
How's Crystal's relationship with Ed?
She's not his friend, she's my friend, so they don't have a relationship. They just...
How long have you known Christy?
Oh my God. Since I was, we went to boot camp together.
For the Navy?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where y'all met? Okay. So y'all went in the military together at the same time? Yes. Okay. And that was, so you had known your husband, but y'all weren't, you just known him from school and growing up. Met Chris with one in the military. And was she a yeoman also?
No, she was just an airman.
Okay.
And we used to just hang out all the time and never stopped once we got out.
Did she get out at the same time with you?
No, she got out after me.
Okay.
Is she from here?
No, she's from South Carolina.
So how'd she end up here? Because of you?
We went to, we used to live in Jacksonville, and then I moved away from Jacksonville to come home, and then eventually she came this way too. She wanted to find like a better job and stuff, and she did.
What does she do?
She works security. She's more of a keep to herself type of person. Like you have to make her be your friend. That's what I had to do. I just told her we're friends, and eventually she just said okay.
She gave you that, huh? So how long has she been living with you guys?
Over 2 years now.
Okay, that's quite a while.
Yeah, she's been living with us for over 2 years now.
Okay.
Do they get along? Because I know you said that she's your friend, but are they?
They
Really?
don't really interact. I mean, if they have a passing joke, they'll tell it, and you know that'll be it. But she's not. She's the type of person that has one friend, and I'm her one friend. And then she's great with the kids. So if I ever say, hey, I can't pick the kids up, can you pick them up? And she's always there to pick the kids up. Like she does that. So.
What school do kids go to?
Sunrise.
Sunrise. Sunrise Elementary. That's off of, is it Portland or? Right. Okay. No, yeah, that's pretty close to your house. Yeah. Did she and Ed ever fight or argue?
I've never seen them talk.
Okay.
I've never seen them interact with each other other than a few words.
Okay. That's got to be a little hard, being there 2 years and not really talking or having a relationship with your husband.
That's how she is, and we rarely saw her. Like if we didn't need her for something, she kind of did her own thing.
Yeah.
It's not like
She didn't do like family dinners with you or anything? Or?
No, she was the type of roommate that when she got done with what she was doing, she went to her room and lay down. That's the type of roommate she is.
How was Ed with that?
I guess he was okay with it. I mean, I don't think he really cared about her either way. So she paid her rent on time and...
She didn't really have issues.
Yeah, she paid her rent on time. She wasn't inviting weird people into her house. And
that's good.
To him, that was like perfect.
Sure.
Did he have any problems with anybody?
No. He has a strong personality. He has a real strong personality. And he'll tell you when he doesn't like something about you. Mm-hmm. But I don't think anybody hates him or for that.
You say he's a well-liked person? Yeah.
I mean, I would go to his job and they'd be like, oh, you coming to take him home? And you know, he's getting on my nerves. And it's like, but they weren't being mean about it, so I do, you know.
They're just joking with him. Yeah.
He had his ways, but it wasn't anything like over the top.
Mm-hmm.
It was like normal. There's nobody.
Nobody he had problems with. Did the two of y'all have problems with each other? I mean, I know there's the normal bickering, you know, husbands and wives do. I think we've all been there.
We fought a couple times, like loud fighting, and it's just like the stress of 10 years coming down on us. And then it was mostly me, you know, when I first started the new job, it was like really hard for him because he's used to me being home all day long, and now I'm working again and I'm not there, and he's like, we're polar opposites. He's a neat freak, and I'm more of a, you know, it lays where it lays kind of person. And that's basically what we started over. That was like the bane of our, you know, relationship right there. The fact that he just wanted everything to be in its little, you know, place, and I was just like, you know, live and let live. But
don't sweat the small stuff.
yeah, because I mean, it's just a shirt or it's just a spoon.
Right.
You know, it's so stupid.
Yeah. Often y'all argue over stuff like that.
We let it build up for a while, and then it'd blow under, and it'd be like nothing happened. Like that's how we were. And then eventually, like every couple of months, we get into a big spat, and then we're good again. But I mean, I felt like we didn't fight more than other people. We just fought louder than other people. I used to leave crap around the house on purpose.
Just to push a button.
Other than that stuff, did you have any other issues?
Stuff people fight over. I thought we were normal.
Yeah. Did ever, I mean, you guys, when y'all were fighting, did it ever get physical? Yeah.
He actually got arrested a while back for it. And then we talked about it and we were like, you know, you need counseling. Because he had some issues from like way back in the day. That had nothing to do with me. And he said he was going to do it.
Did counseling?
Did you get it?
But he said it to make me happy. He said it, you know.
When did this all take place? A couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago?
A couple months ago.
So, sometime this year?
Yeah, it was this year.
Okay.
And then 10 years ago, like, that was the last time it got physical between us, like, when we first got together.
10 years ago?
Yeah, that was the last time. So it took a while for the build-up to happen.
Yeah. What was the argument over when he got physical with you?
You mean the last one?
Yeah.
Dishes in the sink. It was like, he wants you to do things when he wants you to do them. He's that type of guy. And I will purposely not do them just to make him mad because I'm just like, you gotta learn to live with the hippie.
Is that what it is? You're more of a free spirit and, yeah. How about
Irons his sweatpants. I mean, he's...
Wow. Yeah.
I do the jeans, but not the sweatpants.
Yeah, crease in his sweatpants. And I used to pick on him and call him Major Pain. Stupid, pretty crease.
ever get physical with him?
Of course. Like, we physically, like, we were, that's just how we were.
You know, hold your own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day we're back to, you know, making pancakes and...
Like it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like we do that every day. It's like, it's far in between. We're just like...
How often would you say y'all would have a verbal argument?
Depending on what it was, I mean, we just argued over dumb stuff, like, oh, this toast is burnt, oh, you know, but it wasn't like it'd be an argument where I could see him smiling while he was talking trash.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we never really knew when each other was serious. It's just like, are you really mad about that? No, you're not. You're not mad. You don't care.
Was that like, you know, every day, you know, that stuff like that went on, or?
Not every day.
Every few days? Yeah.
I mean, there'd be days where I'd be working and then, like, the only time I'd see him is when he'd bring food and then we'd watch a movie and then fall asleep.
So those days y'all probably didn't argue much because you didn't see each other.
Yeah. But it wasn't like, you know, we just instantly saw each other and started arguing. I mean,
Sure.
I don't feel like we argued more than anybody else. We just did it louder than everybody else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, y'all both get big voices when you argue. Yeah.
When it's physical, is it just like pushing, or has it gone more than that?
It's mostly pushing.
Has he ever tried to hit you?
He's never, like, cocked back and hit me. Like, he may have jumped, but he's never actually done it. That's more of him, you know. He wouldn't actually do that. Like, his dad used to do that, and he's just like, he didn't want to end up like him.
So the dad was abusive, or so he was trying not to model himself after that.
That's why I said he needed counseling, because it's like when you see something like that, you do something like that. And I always told him, I said, you don't want your daughters to end up thinking, oh, this is love. And I used to tell him that all the time, and he used to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the counseling, I'm gonna do it for them. And he never did. He was just telling me what I wanted to hear, but he never did.
How often did he tell you he's gonna get the counseling?
Every time I ask, he says, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll do it.
So if you were having to ask this, you know, about the counseling and stuff, was it pretty frequent that he would lose his temper or get upset, and to the point that made you ask for this?
Like, if he ever got mad, it wasn't like him being, like, mad for forever. Like, he's the type of person, he's mad for a little bit, and then it goes away. He's never mad.
I was just thinking, you know, for you to ask him to go to counseling for his temper, that it would be something that he would have to pop up, you know, frequently enough that you thought he needed to go. Or was it just like more major?
I thought he needed to go because it's just like sometimes stuff turns into a bigger argument than it needs to because you're angry for no reason. And I wanted to, you know, have happy days, not angry days. And it's like, I didn't really blame him for being angry because it's like, childhood is rough.
So it's kind of a...
And I'm not, you know, an angel and be like, oh yeah, I was all sunshine and roses. I just kind of like, I want him to be happier. I want him to see that, you know, you don't have to walk around grumpy all the time.
Why do you think he was like that? I mean,
that's just his natural self. He was so cynical and just like, you never saw the good in anything. You'd be like, oh, it's raining gumdrops. You'd be like, yeah, well, one of them's going to hit somebody in the eye and they're going to go blind. It's like you find the bad and everything you can count on it, and it was like, it was funny.
So you never went and got counseling? Did y'all ever go to a counselor together or anything? Or?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Would that have been the only issues that you guys would have needed counseling about?
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you guys got into an argument?
It's been a couple of days.
What was it
And it
over?
was mostly just me being tired and snapping on him for nothing. And then having to come home and apologize and saying, I'm just really tired from work. Because he really did just ask me a simple question and I snapped. I was like, I'm tired and I'm working and I should have been nicer.
Sometimes it happens, you get tired and that's what happens, you snap.
In 11 years, too. I mean, there's a lot of things that can come up in 11 years. You get
It
living
was
that.
more good than anything.
Yeah.
He would outdoorsy, take the kids to the park because he knew I hated outdoors.
Did you ever, when these arguments would get heated, were the police ever involved, or did y'all handle it yourselves?
Only the 2 times.
The 2 times? Oh, the one 10 years ago, and then the one a few months ago. How about for yourself? Have you ever been in trouble for being in a fight with him? You said he was arrested.
So that was, I was 10 years ago.
Oh, you were 10 years ago. Okay, I thought he was 10 years ago.
No, I was 10 years ago, and then he was a couple months ago.
Okay. So a couple months ago when he got arrested, tell me what happened then. What did he get arrested for? Was it for shoving you, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, he has this insecurity that I'm gonna leave him all the time. So he took the keys to the car and wouldn't let me leave. And I think that's what he got arrested for, because he wouldn't let me leave and I was trying to leave.
Okay.
I was just trying to avoid it with him because the best thing to do is walk away.
Sure.
And he did not want me to leave at all. So he took all the keys to, every car, and he wouldn't let me leave, and then he kept arguing with me.
Mm-hmm.
To the point to where, the cops got called.
Who? You called the cops? Or?
No. I don't remember who called the cops, honestly.
Did kids ever call, or maybe Crystal, or are you allowed to let the neighbor call?
I don't know who called.
Okay. But somehow or another they end up there.
Why would you think you're gonna leave? Like, what was he worried about?
He's really insecure somehow.
Have you ever left him before?
No.
Okay. So this is something he just kind of developed?
I used to tell him, you have to be better. Because people don't stay together because they have kids. They stay together because they love each other. And I said, you have to be better in order for, us to stay together. And I was telling him that. I used to say that to him all the time, but he took it as, oh, get your shit together or I'm going to leave. And I'm like, I'm not going to leave. We have a freaking mortgage and 2 kids and all this crap. And
Was there not trust there? Was there not trust there?
it was just insecurity because he's had women, like he had a girlfriend that one day she just up and left while he was at work and took everything. So he's been really like...
From work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went to work and then his ex-girlfriend just left and took everything out of the apartment. So he has a lot of abandonment things going on. And
Okay. And have you ever threatened to leave?
of course, what woman hasn't threatened to leave?
Uh-huh.
So that's like a normal thing. But he knew all of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, we're all bark. We're all bark.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're going to lay down in the same bed, and we're going to watch the same stupid DVR things that we always watch that we say suck.
Yeah.
And then,
How about him? Has he ever said he was going to leave? Have you ever felt like he was going to leave you? Or has he ever cheated on you or anything? Or? Yeah.
yeah.
That's tough. It's hard to deal with. Is that something recent or?
You know, it was a while ago. He owned up to it. We got through it.
Yeah.
He went out of his way to prove that, you know, wanted to try.
Because you said it a while ago. What's a while ago? Is that last year or a few years ago?
It was a few years ago. It wasn't really cheating. It was more just texting.
Texting somebody else?
Yeah, texting somebody else. And I asked him about it, and he owned up to it. And you know, I told him, I said, you have to tell me how you feel. I said, I know that's hard for you. I said, but you got to tell me. I can't fix it if you don't tell me. That, you know,
Right.
That's what I tell my daughters. I can't fix it if you don't tell me.
Sure.
We did a lot better after that too, so surprisingly.
Yeah. I take it he stopped texting. Yeah. How about yourself? You ever step out?
Yeah. It's not like a texting thing, but it's like,
Kind of the same situation?
yeah.
Is that recent or?
It was a while back, but he knew about that. That was more of like, you know, I'm mad at you, so I'm gonna make you jealous, so that you act right.
So, was this a coworker you're texting or?
All this stuff, yeah.
Was it still going on or did you stop and show them you want to make it work?
I thought we were making it work. I thought we were okay.
Were you not?
Thought we were. I think we were. He would make pancakes he called every day off. He'd make pancakes and then he'd make the eggs just the way I like them because I hate running eggs. And
Is he still texting somebody?
I don't think so, no.
He's not seeing anybody?
I don't think
Well, I asked
so.
because you said
The last girl, she was married, and yeah, you don't want that.
you said you thought y'all were fine. That's what I was asking.
Because I don't see, like, everything's so good, and kids are happy, I'm happy. We did the Easter egg hunt. We made Easter eggs. We did all that stuff, and everything. We're going to a birthday party on Saturday. He's going to get off early, but then we wanted to go all together. And then we started doing date night on Tuesday, where we went to see a movie every Tuesday with each other. Doing more stuff together.
Last night when he came home, did you two have a conversation?
Okay.
What did he say?
He said, I'm coming home. I'm about to get off. And I said, okay.
But when you came home, did the two of y'all talk?
Day before we
You talked like about something specific.
no, just because they had a birthday party invitation and about Latoya, because his other son from a previous relationship was turning 16, so we had to go. We went in, it was Thursday. We went and bought him gifts for his birthday. We
No.
picked him out.
That was the day before?
Yeah, and we picked out his gifts, and I was like, I don't feel like wrapping it, and then we always trick him, and we put the gifts on the bottom, and then we put something stupid on top, like a toaster or something, so he thinks he's getting a toaster, but he's really getting video games and stuff like that, so that's what we did. And I think he told him he got him some math books or something like that, and he was like, thank you, and it was through the games. So that's what we did. He sat there and thought of a good way to, prank him.
Okay.
When you came down, were all the doors closed? Because was he by the front door? Is that near the front door?
The garage is in the back of the house. And then I came down and I pushed the front door because I was like, well, put the front door open. And I thought maybe he had gone back outside for something. But I looked and I just said, okay, close the door. And then I walked around. And you can't see him until you walk all the way in. It's just red on the floor.
So the front door was open to the outside?
Like how open?
It's like a little bit open. You just barely push it and then it's closed. And then I'm looking around downstairs and I'm like, shit, wrong? But I'm thinking, oh, maybe, because sometimes he moves stuff. He rearranges. That's his thing because he wants stuff where he wants stuff.
What was wrong?
Like, we have, like stuff was just open. Like, I was like when you go to play video games and stuff, like, stuff was open. And I was like, they just play video games today, not down here.
Like covers to video games? Or?
We have these, glass shelving things, and they were just open. And I was like, that's weird, My wallet that was on the table was on the floor. Like, just like little stuff where I was like, the hell?
Did you close all those things after, or did you just leave them?
I just left them because I saw him.
Do you think went missing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't look. He has phones, and I didn't even look. He has 2 phones.
2 phones? I take it they're both Verizon. What are they?
Does the front door have a problem closing, or?
No.
Okay.
It closes.
Dude.
And then he has his green Beats that he wears. And he just got brand new, like, cool glasses, like clear frame, because he saw Jeff Goldblum had some, and he's like a big man, so he really got some clear frames.
They're like Their sunglasses?
No,
Or
they were prescription, and they're really cool. And it was, he was like, oh, you want to see my new glasses? And he took his old glasses off and put the new ones on, and they were the exact same glasses. And I remember laughing at that because it was like, I was like, what was the point in getting new glasses if you were going to get this name glasses?
Do you know Ed's phone numbers?
And that's the one that I call all the time. And then his other one is
What's your phone number? Y'all all on the same phone bill? I don't know if you're...
and his mom too.
Okay.
We're all like bundled together.
Y'all pay for his mom's phone, or? Yeah.
She's retired now. She can't.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Why does he have two phones?
One for work, and the other one's just for, you know. And I know if I call him on the 846 number, he always answers. Well, most of the time, and he'll always call me back. Because that's,
His personal number. Mm-hmm.
And then he had one that, you know, his customers used to call all the time. Hey, can you come fix my phone? Hey, can you come, you know, put my screen protector on? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. When you found it, do you remember what he was wearing? Do you have specific work shirts? They're like button-up shirts, or?
No, they got new shirts. They just pull over. They're like t-shirts now. They used to wear suits and ties and stuff. And they gave me these cool little t-shirts that they just throw on and go now.
Okay. T-shirt. Does he wear jeans or pants, or?
He wears jeans.
Okay.
They wear jeans now.
Is that what he had on when you found him? His work clothes? Okay.
Because he doesn't go to the gym on weekends. So I am not sure.
So he's wearing his work t-shirt and his jeans, and then is he wearing shoes, or like tennis shoes, or boots, or? Did he have shoes on when you found him?
I don't know. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have anything against hands?
Did you see McDonald's?
He was on the floor.
Like right by him?
Scattered on the floor.
Now, the clothes that you were wearing when you came in to talk with us earlier, were those the clothes you were wearing when you went downstairs? And the socks you had, they gave you those at the hospital?
I didn't have any socks on. I was barefoot because I have to wear socks in my house and just walk around.
Yeah, I don't either.
Mm-mm.
So you downstairs barefoot, wearing those clothes, and you found him.
And I tried, and then I was panicking, and I was shaking, and I was just. I thought he. I thought I could stop it. If I just.
Where do you see it on his face at?
In his hand. Because he. Just tried to. But I didn't know where it was coming from. I thought maybe that.
Like here?
And then I couldn't see because and it was just all so much. Oh my God.
And you didn't see like any like objects on the ground, like they could have claws in it.
It's just his keys and his, I don't know, stuff he had in his hand.
There's nothing that would have caused that kind of injury to his face. What did it look like to you happened to his face?
Like it was gashed open, like big gashes in his face, and I didn't. And his shirt was ripped, and it just red. Just gashes.
Did you tell anybody what happened to him?
It was like Crystal, there's some gashes in his face. I don't. And she's like, what is that thing? What's it? I was like, I don't know, because he's just laying there and he's not moving, and I tried, and they were so big, and I tried to just hold them together because I thought that's where they were coming from, and then it was like this jelly stuff on the side.
Did it look like he was struck with an object? Or did it look like he was shot? Like he was stabbed? Could you tell, like, looking at his injuries?
Gashes. Gashes and rips, that's all I saw.
Okay. And were you standing over him, or were you sitting with him, or kneeling?
I got down on my knees to try and I was so scared. Those curtains pounding, and I just like I freaking wet myself, so I was just I didn't know. I just held him, and then he said, "Help me," because I couldn't hold him. Because I didn't know how to help him. I didn't know. The air was coming.
You didn't hear any kind of commotion or anything downstairs at all?
I think it's just boom, and that's what the door sounds like when it closes. It's just a loud boom, and I didn't think anything of it because
You didn't hear
the whole house
And
would have woke up. The dogs
weren't barking?
No, the whole house would have woke up. That's what I thought. And the dog started barking when I started yelling.
Is there anybody that could come in the house and the dog's gonna bark? Is there like anybody they want to do that for?
He barks for everybody. He barks for people that have been there before.
Yeah.
They barked for his mom. They barked for his sister. They barked for everybody. I don't know.
For you guys?
Not for me.
They don't bark for you?
Because I'm not the one that lets them out. They bark for everyone because he lets them out.
So they just ignore you?
They're his dogs. And they're, I'm more of I'll give you a treat, but
Yeah.
you wait for Dad and he'll take care of you. But they're in the crate still. I don't know if they're in the crate still.
Do you need something to drink or use the bathroom or anything? No, we've been talking for a little bit. Okay.
I just don't have, I don't understand. Because he's so strong.
Let me ask you this, when you two get in a fight or an argument, would he fight back against you?
No. Like we fought like normal people fight. I mean, maybe a little bit louder, like I said, but it was normal people, fight.
Mm.
He's so strong. He worked out like he was.
You said he goes to the gym, but not on the weekends.
Not on the weekends. So he goes to the gym Monday through Thursday, and he was so proud of his little muscle in his arm. When he showed me, he was just like, yeah, look at that, it's a vein in my arm. And I was like, oh, it's a little vein. He was so proud of. I was going to yell at him for going to bed and sleeping on the couch.
Latoya, was there something that happened between the two of you all night? That was getting in an argument?
No. We talked earlier because and we said like, oh, we're gonna do, because we try to do like one vacation a year, because it's like we take the kids to like Disney or something. We go for a week, it's like a staycation in Florida, and we talked about it, and we were like, oh, you should do like, Epcot or something like that, because they've only been there a couple times and it's educational and stuff, like, we talked about stuff like that. It was a good day. I mean, I was irritated at work, but that's always, because I mean, who wants to get up at 4:30 in the morning and go to work?
Sure, it makes for a long day. Was he irritated too?
No.
How was he?
He was fine. He just seemed like his normal self. He was like, you know, like we talked about some stuff we had to pay off, and just trying to get there, just trying to make it, and he's so strong. He's so strong. Nobody can take him away. He's so strong. I don't even believe that shit. He's so strong.
Well, something happened to him in the house. You know, it looked like it was pretty violent. You know, it looked like there was probably a struggle. Did you guys get into some kind of argument or something tonight and something happened between you?
No. I didn't even see. I talked to him on the phone 15 minutes before he was supposed to get off. I talked to him, and he said we were going to eat and watch TV like we always do, because I don't work on weekends, and that's our time.
Right. That seems like, you know, something like this you would have heard. The dogs would have barked. The kids would have woke up. Did he try and put his hands on you tonight or something?
I didn't see him. I saw him this morning, and the kids saw him this morning, and everything was cool. Saturday is freaking pancake day. It's like every Saturday is pancake day because everybody's off. Mm-hmm. Everybody's at home. I didn't see him.
Well, something happened in the house. I mean, something violent. You know, I think it was probably loud enough that everybody in the house was probably aware. I understand that sometimes, you know, things just happen. You know, sometimes you lose control of yourself. You know, you don't mean for things to happen.
No. No matter what happened between me and him, it was still me and him. Mm-mm. We may have fought, we may have argued, but it was still me and him. It was always me and him.
What if somebody else was in the mix?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Is there something else going on that would explain some of this?
I didn't hear it. I thought he was home.
Did your kids see what happened?
I came downstairs and he was there.
And there's nobody else downstairs.
You didn't see the kids? Did you hear them?
And you saw your roommate come from upstairs?
I don't know where she came from. It was like around the corner or something. And she just was like, what? I was just,
Did she ask you what happened? What'd you tell her?
I don't know. I said his face.
Did she go up and look at it?
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. It doesn't look good.
How close are you?
And those types of injuries are usually what we see, if somebody's got something personal at stake when something like this happens. It looks like a lot of anger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What happened to Ed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody knows. And for something like that to happen, and the dog's not to bark, kids not to wake up, see or hear anything, you have to wake up and see it or anything. It seems kind of a stretch.
I don't know what to tell you.
Did you tell you don't get into a fight tonight?
No.
When did you do our...
I saw him this morning, and I said, okay, I'll see you later. And he gave me his little grunt thing that he always does when I wake him up at, 4:30 in the morning. He don't want to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing that big to fight over. Not like that. Mm-mm.
When did you do argue? Do the kids come down and get in the middle, or do they just stay away?
It depends on if they're already there or not. I mean, it's not like we sit up here and just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna argue every day. We don't do that.
No, I understand. I mean,
But
I'm just saying,
you're.
well, maybe if they just stay out of it.
They've seen us argue before, and they just kind of roll their eyes like whatever.
Did you have anything to do with this?
No. We may not get along every day, but that's my husband at the end of the day.
Like you said, sometimes stuff happens.
No. That's horrifying.
And you don't know anybody that does not like him or has a problem with him.
Looks like something personal. This isn't just a random thing.
I mean, it's something small, I mean, we need something to go with.
He's always been just the type of person who says what he wants to say, and that's just, he gets that from his mom. His whole family, they say what they want to say. I mean, he has a strong personality. I mean, we don't share the same friend circles. Like, I know his coworkers, but I'm not friends with his coworkers. He knows, but he's not friends with my friends. Like, he knows my coworkers, but he's not friends with my friends. It's just like, I don't know. He doesn't seem like he pissed anybody off that much. Just like being a normal every day doesn't piss somebody off that much to do that, okay? That's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No words can piss somebody off that much. And that's all he is words.
Does he ever piss you off that much?
We've been together for 11 years. Of course he pisses me off, but not that much. Because first of all, that...
Are you currently seeing anybody else?
No.
Nobody that you might be seeing or have a relationship with would want to do something like
The
this?
last person I was seeing was a woman, and that's cut off.
Mm-hmm. Cut off as a when?
It's been months.
Did you end it or did she?
I did.
What's her name?
Tracy.
Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
She live here in Deltona too?
No, in Stanford.
You got Tracy's phone number? So it's been a couple months. How about it? Is there anything going on between you and Crystal?
Oh, no.
I gotta ask. I mean,
No. No.
no,
No.
just friends. Well, you know, you never know. How about your husband? You got anything going on with anybody else that you're aware of currently?
You would have to look into his phones, because I don't even look at his phones anymore.
Okay.
You just...
Would you put it past him to be involved with somebody else?
I don't...
I know maybe you'd heard something recently or something like that.
No. It's not like he'll hide it.
Yeah. What kind of phones does he have? Do they like the iPhones?
No, he has a... Because he gets a new phone every couple of months with his job.
Mm-hmm.
It's... What is this?
Yeah, Galaxies.
I know they're Android, I just don't know... Because they're new. It's like a Note 8 or something. The new Note, he has that. Maybe he has something else.
How does he get into his phones? His thumbprint or...
No, it's just regular password.
You know his password? What's the significance of that password? So we know. Minute?
That's when,
That's more than a year ago.
yeah. One of those.
How about yours? You do yours with the thumbprint?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do passcode also, or?
Thumbprint.
Okay. What's your password? That's a good idea. So you had nothing to do with your husband's death tonight?
No.
Okay. And you don't know anybody that does?
You wanted a banging sound? Can you describe it a little better for us?
Like, you know how a door slams really, really hard? It sounded like a door slamming really, really hard, and then the garage door always does this, like, shift thing when you do that, because I don't know why.
Oh, like it rattles it, or?
It rattles the garage. So that's what I thought it was. It was just like boom, and then the garage rattle, because he always comes in and slams the door. Like, it's what he does. And then usually he's, like, really loud in the kitchen or really loud, you know. It's just, he's really loud when he comes in the house. So we don't pay him any attention. It's normal. It's not something that we'd be like, oh, he's loud.
Mm-hmm.
We call it stomping the yard. It's how he walks. Like, he doesn't walk soft, he walks hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he closes doors hard, and he walks up the steps hard. It's like, he doesn't do things softly. Boom.
You need something to drink? Alright, I'm gonna step out for a few minutes. Okay. What's that?
And so it just comes back on.
What if you have anything to eat or
I
drink?
can see him, and it comes back up. I can't. Impossible.
What's that?
It's just impossible. You don't understand how hard he worked.
Do you leave your house unlocked?
Probably just the back sliding glass door, but that's just because it's like, when you press the lock up, it just comes right back down. It doesn't stay all the time. As soon as they jiggle it, it pops, and we're supposed to have our bar, and then we let his sister use the bar, and she never gave it back to us. And we were supposed to get a shower rod, and we never did.
All right. I'm gonna step out for a few minutes.
Yeah, I'll give you some
Can I bring you back a bottle of water or anything?
soda.
In the end, investigators concluded that there was no intruder. A jury found Latoya Woodard guilty of second-degree murder for stabbing her husband, Edwin Daniels, inside their Deltona home. In 2020, she was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole under Florida law. What began as a story about a break-in ultimately collapsed under evidence, revealing a crime that had happened inside the house all along.